We finally had our first close game of the PBA Finals. Well, sort of. Game 3 of the Commissioner's Cup Finals Wednesday had all the makings of a classic. Justin Browlee was on target early, giving Ginebra the first lead of the game. But then Chris Ross realized he was a shooter and gave the Beermen the space they needed. At the break, it was San Miguel 53, Ginebra 51. We were headed for a wild finish. Well, it was wild all right, and the defending champion led by as many as 40 in the second half and won by 38. Yikes. So much for our first close game of the finals. Before we try and hope for a close game in Game 4, let's take a quick look back at how Game 3 got out of hand once again. 7. Total 3-pointers for Chris Ross. Listen, Chris Ross is not a shooter, but he seems to turn into one when the finals rolls around. Ross already had 4 trays in the first half in Game 3 and still somehow found himself relatively wide open to start the second. He made Ginebra pay by hitting 3 straight triples on opposite corners in the third, sparking the Beermen's game-changing rally. He finished with 23 points for the night. He had 0 in Game 2.13. Total points for Ronaldo Bachman in the third quarter. Speaking of the game-changing rally for San Miguel, Bachman had 13 of his 28 points in the period, essentially finishing off what Ross started. Ronaldo's final layup in the third gave the champs a commanding 92-72 lead, a lead that they will double in the garbage time known in this series as the fourth quarter. 40. Largest lead of the night for San Miguel, 132-92.32. Total points for Justin Browlee in Game 3. Browlee continues to carry Ginebra in these playoffs, and while that's great and all, the Gin Kings can't afford their prolific import to go full LeBron. The only other player in double figures for the Barangay in Game 3 was Mark Cagayoa with 12 points, 10 of them came in the second quarter. The Gin Kings didn't exactly take over in that period as well. We are not in 2007 anymore, and it's highly unlikely for Ginebra to win anything if Cagayoa is their leading local scorer. 3. Total players with at least 20 points for San Miguel. It wasn't a masterpiece like in Game 2, but the Beermen's Death Star continues to fire destructive hits. After Bachman, 28 points, and Ross, 23 points, Junmar Fajardo had himself a quiet 22 points and 15 rebounds. Marcio Lassiter and Christian Standhardinger, who both had 20 points in Game 2, finished Game 3 with 12 points each. In the case of Marcio, he had another 9 assists, and for Christian, he grabbed a cool 8 rebounds. Game 2 hero Alex Cabagna didn't score until the third quarter, but he still managed 9 points, 8 assists, and 3 steals. No team in the PBA right now is better equipped to challenge San Miguel than Browlee. Ginebra. The Beermen embarrassed them again with one swift blow in less than one half.